In today's mini lesson, you're going to be learning how to convert a fraction to a repeating decimal. Let's start with the first fraction here. So we're going to convert this to a decimal. When you have a fraction, you really have a division question. So the way I think about it is that it's being kind of toppled over. So when you set up the long division problem, the denominator is going to be on the outside of the division bar, and the numerator is going to be on the inside. I would go ahead and add a couple zeros here just to give yourself a reference point. Every time you're dividing a number like this, if you have a decimal, it just gets brought up to the top. All right, so we're just going to start dividing. Okay, so 3 can go into 10 about 3 times. And it looks like we're going to have the same thing going over and over and over again. Because each time you're going to get 9, take away from 10 and get 1. Alright, so what that means is that 3 is going to keep repeating on forever and ever and ever. Okay, so because the 3 is repeating, you want to use a bar to indicate which digit or group of digits repeats. So my answer is going to look like this, because just the 3 keeps repeating. I'm going to set up the next one for you, and then the video is going to stop, and you're going to have to work it out and come up with the answer. When you divided this out, you should have ended up getting 4.8333333. So it's going to keep on repeating that 3 on forever. Okay, so when you did do your repeat bar, it should have looked like this. So the repeat bar only goes over the 3. Work this one out by yourself. Did you get this? All right, if you did, you were correct. You'll be able to identify solutions to a linear equation in 2 variables. Now we're going to learn how to identify solutions to a linear equation in 2 variables. In this first equation, it's a very simple one of y equals 2. So this one you don't really have to do a lot of work for. We just want to see what the y values are. All right, so in the first one, the y value is 3. So that's not an answer. In the second one, the y value is 2. So that is an answer. The third one, the y value is 0. So that's not an answer. Okay, look at the last y value and decide yes or no. Is it an answer or not? Did you say no? If you did, you were correct. For each ordered pair, determine whether it is a solution to y equals -3x minus 7. For this one, you need to plug in your x and y values. All right, so in this case, y is -56 and x is 8. We will substitute in 8 for x and -56 for y. Then we're going to evaluate the right side of the equation. Because these are not equal, this is not a solution. Let's check the second coordinate. This time we're going to plug in or substitute in -9 for x and negative 23 for y. Again, these are not equal. So this is not a solution to the equation. See if you think this is going to be a solution or not. These do equal both sides, so that means this is a solution. Plug in the values and see if this would be a solution. Is 419 a solution to the equation y equals negative 3x minus 7? If you said no, you were correct. A positive 19 is not equal to a negative 19. And you'll be able to graph lines that have an intercept of 0. Now to review how to graph a line when the y-intercept is 0. So for all of these questions, we know that the y-intercept in this equation is going to be 0. All right, so we know that we're going to start at 0, 0 in this case. We'll talk later about when those numbers are different than 0. The slope is going to be 1. Anytime you have nothing written beside the x, you can assume that the value of the slope is 1. So what that means is that the change in y over the change in x is 1 over 1. Also, this is a positive value, so your slope should go in this direction. Your line should be showing an upward trend. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. This means that we're going to go up 1 and right 1, or you can go down 1 and left 1. So we're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, on up here to the end, and the same thing going the other way. Okay, and on Alex, it will give you a nice straight line that you can use. Let me see if I can get one to pop up here. All right, so there's your line. This next one's a little bit different because when we look at the slope is negative. Our intercept is 0, 0 because b is 0. And my slope is negative 4 over 1. I put whole numbers over 1 because that's really how you would write them as a fraction. It's just that we don't want to write that 1 all the time because it would get redundant. So, because this is a negative slope, we're going down. So we're going to start at 0, 0. Okay, we're going to go down and right. Or we can go up and left. Just kind of depends on which direction you want to go. All right, so we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. I can go down 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. I'm going to do my best just to draw that. Okay, and that would be your line. That's how you would graph it. Here's a third example. Okay, so again, we have y equals mx plus b form. Our intercept is 0, 0. And the slope is going to be 4 over 3. So we do have a positive slope. So we want to go up and then right. Or you can think of it as going down and left. Okay, so if you start with this direction, to get the other side, you just do the opposite, and that will keep it in this trend. All right, so we're going to start here at 0, 0. We're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing here. We'll go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3. That just keeps us going in the right direction. And Alex will allow you to have a nice straight line to use.